reinvented herself, and here she is at goalkeeper for the Diamonds. Nat Bomberto captaining Australia for the first time on home soil today. Test cap number 70 for the Australian skipper, and we are underway. Here's Kim Green getting the start at wing attack. Medhurst. Diamonds looking to get the first score on the board. Green shakes the ball, swings it to Bomberto.
Contact, wing penalty.
Well, even though there's no Casey Williams in this New Zealand defensive unit, they are still formidable. Liana de Bruin best on court in the ANZ Championship finals, but Kath Cox up to the task early on. Mid-range shot for her. Had to think about popping out, but did the right thing by the 99 Test veteran and popped in.
Great start from Catherine Cox. The Silver Ferns here looking to respond. Langman, the on-court captain, of course, in the absence of Casey Williams on the bench this afternoon. Here's Van Dyke.
I'd expect to see that play a lot today. Langman to Van Dyke. Osu almost manhandled that grand final trophy this year. It was really the Langman-Van Dyke show, and we're going to get a lot of that today. Laura Langman needs to lead the way through the mid-court for her younger, less experienced teammates, and she's capable of doing that.
Big game for Nat Bomberto too, Liz, up against Langman. She said in the press this week that she thought Langman has had the season of her life, should I say. Bomberto really wants to challenge herself against the best probably this year. So 2-1, the Diamonds. Confident start from the home side here. Here's Van Dyke. Millie Lees. Only played 3 test caps, Millie Lees, an offside call early on.
Well, you would expect that's nerves. Wing attacks know where the circle is. They could run around it with their eyes shut. So for her to go offside, that's early nerves. Touch there from Harrison, though. Her long arms coming into play.
Here's De Bruin. Goal defence for the Ferns. To Taillere. Langman on the drive. They ignore Lees, go to Harrison, to Taillere again, just having to play it around. Good defence from the Diamonds. Tough in that circle. Corletto shuts down the option to Van Dyke.
Just beautiful defensive play here from the Diamonds. You can hear the talking between Corletto and Chatfield, of course. Teammates for a number of years at the Vixens, so they're used to playing in the circle with each other.
Van Dyke converts. Julie Corletto, of course, playing against potentially a teammate next year of the Northern Mystics. Signed there for 2013 in the ANZ Champs. Here she is, Julie Corletto, working on attack.
Wing penalty.
Green. Here's Medhurst, back to Green. Over the top, well-placed feed from Kimberly Green, patient approach, good vision.
Well, it was great patience from Green. It was just a beautiful little rotation play between Medhurst and Cox. Cox ran to the top, Medhurst dropped to the back. That created the space.
Chatfield does well on Van Dyke on the baseline. To Taillere. Heavy fall from Van Dyke. Up she gets.
Well, you've got to contest everything early against Irene Van Dyke. Julie Corletto going a little hard and late then.
So 3 apiece. Goals running with the centre to begin this match. First of 3 tests to decide the Constellation Cup.
Centre third.
I've got to say it's been a really nice, fluid opening from both teams. Often when big occasions like this, there's nerves. There's a few players on both teams who would have been feeling fairly anxious before the start of this match, but you wouldn't know it. It's been a really nice opening couple of minutes.
And speaking of good starts, Catherine Cox 3 from 3. Irene Van Dyke 4 straight.
Both teams sitting at 100% at this early stage. And it's the shooters who are doing the damage and the goal attacks from both lines who are doing the hard work out front.
Diamonds coach Lisa Alexander said, Liz, this week that both defence ends were pretty comparable. It would come down to the Diamonds shooting end and how they handle the pressure of these test series. That would determine potentially how the Diamonds go.
Absolutely, and you look at the Silver Ferns front line, particularly Irene Van Dyke. She doesn't miss a lot of goals, so it is that accuracy that has been targeted by both coaches. Also that defence. The Diamonds have been working on that really hard this week in camp, and they'll need every ounce of defensive pressure they can muster. Oh, Corletto got a hand to it. She gives away so much height to Van Dyke, but she's got a beautiful vertical jump.
Buckets out for Taillere, so a turnover here for the Diamonds.
Well, the Diamonds struggled to get the ball down court in the last play. The Silver Ferns putting on really good sort of tight defensive zone, if there is such a thing. And here's the turnover.
Well, time now to check in courtside with our courtside reporter, Sarah Ashmore.
Dan, I'm just keeping a close eye on Anna Harrison. She's not overly familiar with the wing defence position, and she's all arms and legs as it is, and she's just grabbing at the centre court, so around the circle. She's had a couple of early contacts, so we'll watch her for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, interesting comments there from Sarah Ashmore. I reckon the zone defensive style of play that the Silver Ferns embrace and play a lot actually will suit someone coming into a position she's not familiar with. She really doesn't need to know too much about the intricacies of that wing defence position if she can just concentrate on defending the space, getting her arms in there and just having a good go at anything that's stray.
Time now to check in with the coach of the Australian Diamonds, Lisa Alexander. Lisa, a pretty confident start from your team early days.
Well, we certainly talked about that a lot, considering our tests from last year. The start was discussed.
Lisa, you've talked to the media this week about your defensive play. What specifically have you worked on?
We've worked on some change-ups, Liz, so that we've got variety and we're unpredictable. We don't need them to be settling into our one-on-one style necessarily, so we will throw out some surprises.
Lisa, a bit of a battle to select your starting 7 today, or did it pick itself in the end?
Well, interestingly, probably form and training form is what we're going with, and that seems to be always my way. And I think the players feel a lot of strength in this lineup. But we've got obviously 5 great players to go on the bench, and I have no hesitation in putting them on if we need to.
Good on you, Lisa. We'll chat to you in the second half. All the best.
Thank you.
Lisa Alexander there, coach of the Diamonds. Should be happy with the opening. 5 apiece here.
Offside's got an attack.
Liz, the Australian Diamonds, of course, wearing black armbands today.
They have. Natalie Von Berdo's grandfather passed away last week, so our thoughts are with her family, of course, and also as a sign of respect to the 5 Australian servicemen who died overseas recently in Afghanistan. So thoughts are with their families.
Playing with a real purpose this afternoon, the Diamonds. Strong rebound, Catherine Cox.
Let's just talk for a second on the player that Catherine Cox has become, playing a 99th test today. Rebounding when she was younger was never her thing. She expected everything to go in. Today we see her going in strong and hard for that ball. She's a different player to the player that took the court in that first test. She's had to reinvent herself, become a whole lot tougher, and what a great testament to her that she's looking down the barrel of becoming only the 4th player in history to play 100 test matches for Australia.
Made her debut in 1997. She's been around for a long time, Catherine Cox, and fair to say, Liz, she's probably in the best physical condition of her career.
Playing goal attack all season will put you in good nick to play goal shooter. I spoke to her just after the training camps, and she said she found it really difficult to slot back in the goal shooter, and Julie Fitzgerald, who's the assistant coach to the Australian team, said to her, just stay in the circle. You know, let the goal attack bring the ball to you.
Simple mindset. Turnover here for the Diamonds. They lead by 1. 6.5 to play in this first quarter.
Important for the Diamonds here that they start to get this ball down court. They're really just getting held up through the mid-court with this zone. It's one thing to be patient, but it's another thing to find the spaces and let the balls go. The Silver Ferns have disrupted their play in the last few times. They've made the trip down this end.
Cox to push the Australians out to 2. It dribbles itself in. 8 play 6. Centre pass to follow. Green. Back to Von Berdo. Quick double play off the centre pass. Gerard helping out. Here's Medhurst.
Contact wing. Yes.
Call against Anna Harrison. Medhurst. 3rd attempt.
Obstruction.
Little set play then from Medhurst and Cox off the breaking play on the outside the circle. They started next to each other. Cox set the zone. Medhurst ended up with the ball, and another great rebound from Cox.
Throws it at the chest of Katrina Grant, comes away with it. Clever play from the Aussie vice-captain. Slots another good one. 7 from 9 for Catherine Cox in this first quarter. Here's Toutayer. Silver Ferns need to respond here. Lees. De Bruyne over the top of Green to Harrison. Langman, Lees again. Toutayer on the drive.
Maria Tutai needs to do a lot more of that. Irene Van Dyke is sort of setting up under the post and occasionally getting out and moving. But whenever there's space at the top of the circle, that's a perfect space for Tutai to come in, take the ball and just look to hit one of her really trademark long shots. She's good at it. She's got to get more involved, though. When she demands the ball and gets it and the radar's on, the Silver Ferns become unstoppable.
Well, shaky opening. She's 1 from 4.
And I reckon that's because she's not finding the ball. It's hard to get into a rhythm when the ball's not coming your way. Her and Irene Van Dyke haven't played together domestically for this season, so potentially it's just taking them the first part of this game to settle in, to finding each other. But a good turnover there from Lee. She's been good defensively.
Here is Tutai. Will she back herself from range? You betcha. 9 plays 8 now, 1 goal ball game. Tick over 4 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Let's check in again courtside with Sarah Ashmore.
Dan, both coaching panels are really vocal early on in this first quarter, particularly the New Zealand side. They're all yelling out to their girls, giving them lots of instruction, and both benches have gone off to warm up now, although I wouldn't imagine any change will be made at quarter time.
Thank you, Sarah. Very measured start, even start from both sides. De Bruyne right over that shot of Catherine Cox. And Katrina Grant comes away with the turnover.
Liana De Bruyne is just so outstanding over the shot. She varies it. Sometimes she leans, sometimes she jumps, sometimes she balks. Has a great ability to get in the minds of the shooters.
Miscommunication there between Van Dyke and Lees, and Gerard will take that one. Good outlet ball to find Kim Green. Swings it cross court to Corletto, onto Medhurst.
Offside swing, free pass. Goal third.
Chance just to reset here for the Diamonds. Bomberto. Green uses the floor to Medhurst. Oh, Katrina Grant is so good at the low ball pickup. And here fly the Ferns through court. And Tutai coming off court.
Well, it was probably their best build-up to a goal. It didn't happen.
Bomberto flirting with the sideline. Green, Cox, circles wide open.
Vantage, contact centre.
The defence from both teams just outstanding. Medhurst. Grant again, tips it down to De Bruyne.
Well, Nat Medhurst also just struggling with the radar, 2 from 4 at 50%. So both goal attacks just not making their mark, but they are, both of them are doing a lot of work.
Tutai levels things up, 9-all.
It's a real arm wrestle, isn't it?
Absolutely, goal for goal off the centre, turnover to one team, they get it back. Great start.
Well, Kim Green called for pushing through them. Something that the Silver Ferns are really good at doing, they set up a defensive wall, so you have to be careful that you don't get caught running into the back of them, which Kim Green just did, and Van Dyke finishes it off. That's probably the easiest space she's found.
Well, they've got their noses in front for the first time, the Kiwis. Langman, strong drive, top of the circle. Chatfield's down, they find Van Dyke, uncontested. Out by 2.
Interesting couple of minutes. It's the last few minutes of a quarter where the better team generally asserts themselves on the scoreboard, and at the moment it's the Silver Ferns. The Australians have had the run for most of this quarter, but the Silver Ferns have just come alive in the last few minutes.
Important shot for Medhurst for many reasons, and that one slots itself through. So back in business. Harrison working deep on attack.
Ferns just setting up an overload off the centre pass, which means the goal attack and the wing attack on the same side of the court. Looked like Laura Langman got caught out a bit. Wasn't sure that she was supposed to pass the ball back to her defenders to create the space, but makes no difference. They find their way to the post.
30 seconds to play here. Diamonds need to be efficient moving forward. Gerard finds Green. Quick interchange, Corletto onto Green. Flies down court. Here's Medhurst.
Contact defence.
You've got to be quick, but you don't want to be too quick that you give the Silver Ferns another centre pass. So good patient work from the Australians with one eye on the clock.
Buckets out for Medhurst. She's not happy about it either. 5 seconds on the clock. They've got to go to the circle. Langman. They've got to find a shooter. And they run out of time, but it is the Silver Ferns that will have their nose in front at the first break.
Sitting at 50%, 3 from 6. Contrast to the Silver Ferns, Irene Van Dyke just a force to be reckoned with, at 9 from 9. Team shooting, 86%, Dan.
Second quarter getting underway. Be important to keep an eye on Nat Medhurst. She averages 87% in her career as a Diamond. She's played 44 test caps for the Diamonds, and 33 of those matches she shot over 80%. So she is renowned for being a lethal shooter in terms of her accuracy.
Well, speaking of lethal, Julie Corletto, just a beautiful athlete. Contests the ball, one-armed. Instrumental in driving the ball down court. Just a footwork got her there.
Time now to go courtside with Sarah Ashmore. Sarah, any changes in that quarter-time break?
No changes from either coach, but they both focus really heavily on Australia's mid-court. So the New Zealand coaching staff telling Anna Harrison to get her hands over the ball at all times when Kim Green has it. And the Australian coaching bench telling the Australian mid-courters must hit the circle if they want to feed into the goalers.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, a confident start from Catherine Cox in their second quarter gets the Diamonds first on the board. Trailing by just a single goal now. Green, great delivery to find Medhurst around the side of Anna Harrison. And Medhurst is on the board as well, so tied up at 12 apiece. Chatfield comes out hunting, but Tutayer had the vision. She had the vision behind the play to spot Van Dyke all alone. And she converts.
Well, it's worth having a go at those intercepts, and you're a hero if you get them, but you're zero if you don't. And Bianca Chatfield standing at the post going, all right, next time I'll guard the shooter.
Bomberto, low delivery to find Cox. Green picks it up. Medhurst. And Cox all alone. Easy pickings from there.
Just in the opening part of this quarter, Kath Cox and Nat Medhurst look like just starting to look out for each other a little bit more, starting to set up plays a little bit more for each other in general play. They were doing it when play was broken as a setup, but in general play, those screens are starting to come now. They're starting to work off each other.
Yeah.
Tutayer, 3 from 5 at the moment, hesitates on that one, but she sinks it. 4 from 6 now. Oh, De Bruyne almost had that intercept, but Tutayer spoiled it. Cox steps back over De Bruyne. Tough to shoot over the hands of De Bruyne. Does it well. Corletto just wearing Tutayer like a glove. Smothering everything. Harrison.
Well done, Matt Bomberto.
Well, Chatfield's coming out quite often now. Liz, she's putting that fear into those mid-quarters in front of her.
It's worth a go. You only need to get one intercept like that, and suddenly the mid-quarters start thinking twice about running backwards blind. That then changes their entry to the third, and it starts to change up where they're able to feed from. So she only needs one of those intercepts to make it work. But you take a risk.
She's certainly looking for it. Tutayer sinks another. Silver Ferns up by 1.
Just interesting looking at the the centre pass receives column for the Diamonds. Monia Gerard has taken 5 of the centre passes. Kim Green is the only Diamond ahead of her with 7. So both the wing attack and the wing defence doing so much work bringing the ball through court. For the Silver Ferns, it's Maria Tutayer who's doing all the work. She's had 9. The next best is Camilla Lees with 4. Just the one going for the Silver Ferns back line.
Contact, keeper.
Contact against Bianca Chatfield. Under the post for Van Dyke. As always, yet to miss 11 straight. Unbelievable, the 40-year-old playing her 203rd international test cap. Unbelievable.
She's just amazing. I just shake my head that she can still do it and still do it so well.
Here's Cox. Good ball to find Green. Trying to find a shooter but can't. Harrison the spoil. Those long arms wreaking havoc.
Well, Kim Green and Nat Bomberto would beat Anna Harrison hands down for speed every time, but they're not used to playing against someone with such long arms, and a few times they've just thrown the ball straight into her hands.
Time now to check in with the coach of the Silver Ferns, Wyatt Tamanu. Wyatt, it's been a pretty even start from both teams. How have you seen it?
Yeah, it's even. I think we're both settling in. It's the first test for all of us in this international season, so it's to be expected.
Ruth, what were your last instructions to your team before they went out on court today?
My last instructions to the team as they're coming through
Yes.
was just about meet the ball, do the simple things, execute our skills properly.
Good on you, Wyatt. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you in the second half.
Thank you.
Wyatt Tamanu there, coach of the Silver Ferns. Same as Lisa Alexander, both new coaches in. Late last year, they took over the helm. So the Silver Ferns still up by a goal. 17 plays, 16 here. 5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Free pass for Kim Green. Opens to Medhurst. Grant, good lean over the shot. Medhurst steady on the shot herself. Here's De Bruyne. To Tayer. Finds Van Dyke. Lots of movement in this front line, particularly through that circle.
Yeah, lots of movement, Dan, but they're all ending up on top of each other. And you say that to the under-7s, you could throw a handkerchief over a lot of you, and you could just then with the Ferns. They're all out on that left-hand side of the circle. So you can see they want lots of movement to try and shake the one-on-one defence of the Australians, but they've got to start to think about utilising their space in a smart manner. And at the moment, I don't know that they are.
Ball, please.
So Coletto out of play to Tayer. Shooting well in this second quarter, Maria to Tayer right back into this match. She is lifting. Here's Green. Gerard. Von Berto. Cox scores her 13th for the match. A couple of stats there, Liz. Goal attempts to Diamonds, 4 more attempts to the post than the Silver Ferns, and 4 more misses as well.
Van Dyke, beautiful drive along the baseline. Seems to have added just so much more movement into a game, and I've got to say I was critical of that, Dan, earlier this year. I love her standing under the post, but it looks like she's sort of figured out where she can actually find the space and get that movement. Big hit there from Tayer and Gerard. Gerard gave her a look.
All smiles as she gets up. Green trying to punch it through court. Liana De Bruyne, she read that so well.
She did. She came from miles back.
Great anticipation from the Silver Ferns goal defence.
She's just had such a stellar year. That was just a beautiful read.
To Tayer to reward her teammate. She can't do it. It's in the air. Whose ball? Gerard comes away with it. Edge of the circle. Great support play. Here she is in space. Von Berto.
Oh, Green, beautiful vision. That pass had to be perfect, and it was.
That is what Kimberly Green can do. Such an asset. Her vision in the set of hands she has. And Gerard wanted to call time, and she's now being caught out of play.
Contact, penalty. Yes. Contact defence.
Coletto called for the contact. To Tayer. Gets the Silver Ferns back in front. And a timeout there, Liz. Monia Gerard getting the call, maybe from that knock she got from Tayer, but it seems legit at this stage.
Yeah, just taking a shoe off, so got a couple of minutes to sort herself out. This will give the Diamonds a chance just to come back in and refocus. It's been a bit of a sort of scrappy second quarter for the Diamonds. They opened beautifully, but both teams just allowing the game to get a little physical at the moment. We've seen some really great highlights, but just some little passages of play where things haven't quite come off.
These two teams are such great rivals, Liz. They've played 106 times previously. 51 of those times, the result has been decided between 1 to 5 goals. It is just a remarkable history, and it looks like it's going down that same path this afternoon.
It does, and in recent times we've been treated to extra time and double extra time matches, and every time these two teams step out on court, you just know they're going to give absolutely everything. And just when you think it can't get any better, it does. So here's a collision between Tutaya and Gerard. It didn't look, there's that look from Gerard as well. It didn't look like she turned her ankle or anything at the time. So
Just go that way.
I don't know that it had too much to do with that. Looks like blister treatment.
Yeah.
It's not that tough calling time for a blister.
Get it together, Monia, come on. Let's talk about Bianca Chatfield again, Liz. She's had a really outstanding ANZ season this year with the Melbourne Vixens. The last time she played for Australia in Australia was back in 2008. She, of course, was a part of the team in 2010, but it's great to see her back out in Diamonds colours.
It certainly is, and she's a great, it's a tribute to just how determined she was to get back to play for Australia. We've been tempted to put her head down, but she did the work, got fit, and here she is back in the starting 7.
While Sarah Ashmore is keeping a close eye on all things on the sideline. Sarah, what can you tell us about that injury time to Gerard?
It did look like just a bit of blister work, as you said before. It seems a little bit soft, doesn't it? She did say to the umpire when she was coming off that it was her knee, so she maybe thought the umpire wouldn't class blister as a proper injury. But interestingly enough, Laura Geitz was up and ready with a goalkeeper bib on, so that may be a change that comes in the next sort of few minutes or at half-time.
Good on you, Sarah. One thing that Monia Gerard is not is soft, so she's as hard as they come, Monia Gerard.
Sarah needs to be careful in the car park after the game.
Monia Gerard is coming for you. Yeah, great pass from Kim Green, but Medhurst just couldn't pull it in.
Good attack on the ball there from Grant. Probably thought that Medhurst had a hand on the ball, but sometimes it gets let's go if the defender is nice and aggressive on the take and doesn't collect any of the body. But the idea is there. The Australians are creating some nice space on that back line, but the pass has to be perfect if you're going to go over the arms of De Bruyne and Grant.
Bomberto finds Medhurst, finds the goal, 20 all. Just under 5.5 left in this opening half. First test of the Constellation Cup.
So you can see the Australians putting on a zone defence, which is a trademark New Zealand style of play. And I really like the fact that they've got the courage to take that play to the Kiwis.
Yeah, Lisa Alexander did say that she wanted to change up her defensive strategy and employing it now.
Well, under Norma Plummer, the strategy was very much a one-on-one style of game, just to try and wear your opposition down with a physical presence. But it's good to see Lisa Alexander want to do things differently and put her mark on the team, and that involves just changing up your defensive style, and that just makes the attacking line just think about what they're doing.
Call against Millie Lees. Langman was close on that occasion.
Yeah, I think the Australians think that was a lucky ball to get back. Oh, Cox. Footwork got her in the end, but it was a nice take.
Pretty instinctive from Medhurst to fire that through two defenders. Just caught Cox off guard a little. So the Kiwis looking to push it out by 2 here. It's gone goal for the majority of this second quarter.
And the Australians have dropped back to that one-on-one style. So they're happy to change it up and change it up quickly.
Here's De Bruyne. Searching for options, finds Millie Lees. Good spoil there from Bianca Chatfield.
Well, the defensive change-up has worked. Silver Ferns just weren't quite sure where their spaces were then in attack. That's brave.
Very brave. Catherine Cox was holding her space well, but you put a ball over De Bruyne. And Katrina Grant, who's so good at disrupting the play, but they come away with it. Here's Laura Langman, De Bruyne. Tutaya, quick hands to Langman. So good on the drive, Laura Langman. Oh, so good on the delivery as well. Great feed.
Overload play then from the Australians gave Kim Green the entire transverse line to work with.
Liz, pop your coaching hat on for a second. It's going pretty much goal for goal. The Diamonds have terrific depth on the bench. You make a few changes?
No, I don't think I would. I think this team is starting to settle in. It's their first international outing. There's players here who haven't played with each other for a while. I think they're starting to find some nice combinations. So I would really be tempted to leave it. The only change I might make is bring Maddie Brown on in the midcourt. But I think they're travelling okay.
Going not too bad at all, both sides here. Very even contest. Tutayer just edges the Kiwis back in front.
And I'd say the same for the Silver Ferns. I'd be tempted maybe to bring Kayla Cullen on in that wing defence position, but you know, Harrison's not doing too bad a job just finding a way around at the moment.
Bomberto caught Medhurst on the last second. She's short on the shot. And Langman comes away with it. Great scrapping on the outside of the circle. Harrison, Millie Lees. In her first hit out against the Diamonds, Liz, she's going all right, Millie Lees, holding her own out there.
Yeah, she had a nervous start, but you would expect that. Good defensively, and sometimes if you can sort of work your way into the game that way, just allows you to start to find your own space and attack, and she's doing that. She's figured out she's got to stay out of the way of Laura Langman and let her run the show. That means essentially getting away from the top of the circle, which is where Laura Langman loves to go. So you can see Lee's now just trying to balance up the court, give Langman a space. And that's clever.
Good feed over there, good vision from Millie Lees. Over to Van Dyke. Scores her 13th. Tutayer's lifted as well. She's now up at 80%. 12 goals. Van Dyke hasn't missed. The Australians, Cox at 83, Medhurst 64. Great shot, Catherine Cox, well done.
So you asked me about changes, Dan, and potentially Nat Medhurst sitting at 64% is a weak spot for the Australians. Erin Burley is a change that could happen, and her and Cox have played together plenty of times before. But I just think Nat Medhurst is doing a really good job in there with Kath Cox. She's just opening up some space, so it doesn't really matter if her shooting percentages are down because Cox sitting at 84%, is just getting the lion's share of the ball at the moment.
Here she is, Nat Medhurst. Long ball to find Green. Cox has backspace. They don't choose to give it to her on that occasion. Medhurst again. Strong take from Catherine Cox on Katrina Grant.
Yeah, Medhurst is delivering good ball into Cox. She's seeing the space and just letting it go.
Cox is sinking them this afternoon. Test cap number 99. Bomberto strong on the ball, takes it well. The crowd love it. Here come the Diamonds.
Got to go long and quick.
Well, they run out of time. That is half time here in the opening test of the whole
Space near the circle, and she's doing really well.
Second half underway. Let's quickly cross courtside with Sarah Ashmore.
Thanks, Dan. I'm here with Erin Bell. Erin is so fierce out there. You must be able to feel it from the sideline.
Yeah, definitely. I think the intensity is going to lift even more in this second half, so looking forward to pulling ahead.
Any key messages from Lisa at half-time?
Just exactly that, to lift the intensity. You know, we're a few down, so we really do need to pick it up.
Enjoy the second half.
Thank you, Sarah. There with Erin Bell, one of the Diamond substitutes from the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Diamonds first to score, though, in this third quarter. They trail by a goal.
Talked a lot about Camilla Lease, but let's just spend a few seconds talking about her direct opponent today, Monia Gerard. I guess Lisa's debut against Australia is even more impressive, given that she's had to wear Monia Gerard every step of the way. I think she's having a fine match. She's really working hard on the one-on-one. She's keeping her eyes up for the long intercept. So Gerard's in really good form at the moment in that wing defence position, despite of blisters.
Good one, Liz. So back out to two.
And she's so demanding. I'm just looking at the stats for the centre pass received. She's second for the Australians, sitting at 8 centre pass receives. You see her screaming down the court, and she wants the ball. Bomberto falling out of court. Just that great space that Cox is finding, and Bomberto did so well to find it off balance.
And Cox nails the goal, so back to one again. Quick interchange, Tutayer to Lees. Great work off the centre pass from the Silver Ferns. And they find Van Dyke in good space. Back to two. Medhurst. Oh, De Bruyne again. She just loves picking off those balls in that transitional area of the court, Liz.
And just the way, big ball then from Harrison into Van Dyke, and And the way that the Silver Ferns set up their defence, any ball that is cross-court is fodder for Liana de Bruin. She just reads it so well. So every time the ball goes across her eyes light up.
That's a bit of a lifter too for the Ferns because they're now out by 3. And a chance here to make it 4. Tutayer. Danger signs here for the Diamonds. Let's go courtside with Sarah Ashmore.
Dan, an interesting change by Lisa Alexander. Laura Geitz has come on at goal defence to play with Bianca Chatfield. Liz, is it an interesting move in terms of Laura Geitz normally plays goalkeeper?
It is interesting. I wouldn't question her fitness for a second, but it's difficult sometimes when you're a normal goalkeeper who hasn't played goal defence during the domestic season, just to get used to that specific short, sharp work out of goal defence and also the space. I actually thought Julie Corletto was just having one of the best games I've seen her play in a long time, so I'm surprised at that move. Not to bring Laura Geitz into the game, I think she can make a huge difference, but Julie Corletto was just impressive in that first half.
Casey Williams, of course, not taking the court today. Suffered a bit of an injury to her knee, we believe, in training. Didn't warm up this afternoon's match. Ferns doing a good job without her, though.
They just have so much depth in that back line.
Cox short on the shot, gets the rebound, makes good on the second attempt. Just trims the deficit back to 2. Centre pass to follow. Liz, how are you seeing the matchup between Von Berto and Langman? Who's got the edge for you at this stage?
Oh, I just think when these two play against each other, you see your brilliant match, they almost cancel each other out for effectiveness. I think Laura Langman has been so good at running the show in that midcourt. She's doing a whole lot of work. Funny little byplay there. Monia Gerard not happy about being helped over the line. She's lucky she didn't go for footwork, actually, as she walked back on side.
Time now to check in with the coach of the Australian Diamonds, Lisa Alexander. Lisa, the one change for you in the second half with Laura Geitz out to goal defence. Talk us through it.
We've seen that combination quite a bit in training and we like it. And we needed to do something different on Maria. She was just a little bit too dominant.
Lisa, what specifically have you asked Laura to do?
To do her job, which is to keep Maria out of the contest, stop her moving in so easily and put some pressure on the shot.
How have you felt you've gone against this relatively inexperienced New Zealand midcourt?
I don't think it's inexperienced at all, actually, Liz. I think it's very experienced. It's just different players in different positions. And, you know, probably even at the moment, I'd say.
Thanks for chatting to us, Lisa. Good luck for this second half.
Thank you.
Great to chat to the coaches throughout our coverage here, get their insights. There's a good point made about Maria Tutayer, Liz, because in that second quarter, she really got herself into the match, didn't she?
Started to come into the game beautifully, sitting at 15 from 18 at the moment and 83%.
So a chance here for the Silver Ferns to make the lead 3 if they can convert off this opportunity. Millie Lees. Oh, Kimberly Green, well read.
Well, we talked about that cross-court ball being dangerous for the Australian, but equally as dangerous for the Silver Ferns.
She's charged too, Kim Green.
Goal shoot obstruction.
Oh, obstruction called against Catherine Cox. Crowd doesn't like it, a little bit bizarre.
I don't understand that.
Harrison, Tutayer. Geitz drops back into the circle, hits the deck, but they come away with possession, the Diamonds. Gerard, Von Berto. Back to Chatfield. Gerard's wanting the ball. Here she is again. Just a look of angst on her face. Needs to relax.
Well, the thing about taking Julie Corletto from the court is that you do lose that driving attack. Now, Monia Gerard gives you plenty of it, but against the zone defence of the Ferns, you need a two-pronged attack coming out of defence.
Stepping centre.
Oh, stepping call against Nat Von Berto. Just the wheels falling off a little bit for the Australians at the moment. Just a couple of little errors creeping into the game.
Here's Langman. This could hurt the Diamonds if they convert. And you'd expect Van Dijk to do just that. We won't put the mocker on her, but she's still yet to miss at 16 from 16. And Van Dyke takes the Silver Ferns out to 3. Let's go courtside again with Sarah Ashmore.
There's just a bit of frustration creeping onto the faces of the Australian attacking, and I noticed before Medhurst sort of threw the ball down when it didn't go their way, and earlier Kimberly Green yelling at a teammate to just give her the ball. So they're getting a bit frustrated. They can't do exactly what they want down in that attacking end.
Yeah, good insight, Sarah. Very important for the Diamonds to keep their heads here because this game is starting to swing in momentum.
This is a massive play for the Diamonds, sitting at 4 behind. They must score here.
Green has to go back to the transverse line. Gerard's there. Here she is again. What's a good feed? Too much on it. The backup from Geitz. Just deflects it back into Bomberto. Here's Cox again. Big shot for the vice-captain. Her team needs it, and she delivers.
Well, Cox came up through the middle then, and that's the play that the Diamonds need to employ. They've just got to use that middle channel to split that New Zealand defensive zone.
85% for Catherine Cox.
Really vital play then for the Diamonds.
Penalties there, 44 to 39. Deflections, Silver Ferns all over that stat. De Bruyn and Grant leading the way down back. Back out to 4 through Maria Tutayer.
Well, De Bruyn is just amazing. 5 deflections and 5 possession gains. So all the way down the court, the Silver Ferns are running down any loose balls. They're leading that stat 9-3 to the Diamonds. So in broken play, the Ferns are unbreakable. Great take then from Kath Cox. Just controlled the ball to the ground under some physical marking. Did well.
6.5 left in this third quarter. De Bruyn leads. Hassled from Bomberto from behind. Gets the free pass. Chatfield. Called for the contact. Tutayer goes to the post, as she does so well. She is really lifted. 18 from 21 now. Just on ball from Green. Well, it's a miss from Catherine Cox, and the time is called from Liana De Bruyn, and she looks hurt. Might have just crunched the ankle a little bit on the landing there.
She grabbed it back with her leg as well as she went down. It would be a huge blow for the Silver Ferns. De Bruyn has just been outstanding. Last time we saw her play, Dan, was on this court in the ANZ Championship Grand Final, and she was best on court, as we mentioned earlier. She was outstanding, kept the magic in the game. Just her rebounding was superb and was able to pick off those little intercepts that we've seen her do all this game. And look across at her stats at the moment, they're just outstanding. 3 centre pass receives, 2 rebounds, 5 deflections, 2 intercepts, 5 possession games, all for just 4 penalties. That's just outstanding.
Super clean defender and brings up so much possession for her team. Erin Bell there warming up off the side of the court.
Now, we talked with Lisa Alexander before just about Maria Tutayer and the change in the goal defence. Maria Tutayer shot 3 from 5 in the first quarter, then 9 from 10 in the second quarter. This quarter, she's 6 from 6. I don't know that Laura Geitz is the answer in that position.
Yeah, maybe Rebecca Bully may be used in the fourth quarter for the Diamonds. A great tagging defender. Let's go to Sarah Ashmore. Sarah, a change for the Diamonds in that break.
De Bruyn was just getting a little bit of focus on her inside of her shin, and you could tell that it already had started bruising up. So she's obviously got a heavy knock to the inside of her shin, but she plays on. She looks to be fine. And a massive change for the Diamonds. They've brought Erin Bell on to goal attack and taken Medhurst off. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes Bell to settle into this match.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, 4 goals, Liz, the changes needed to be made. Let's see what Erin Bell can do in her opportunity out on court.
Big play here for the Diamonds. Irene Van Dyke had a foot out of court. The tip came off Laura Geitz. So a good opportunity here for the Diamonds.
Contact against Katrina Grant. Cox steps it in. She sinks that one. Back to 3, centre pass to follow, and it is game on.
24 from 29 from Kath Cox at 83%. Brilliant opening match of the Constellation Cup for her.
Langman just hassling Bomberto, hard to shake her. Here's the captain.
Contact goal attack, centre third.
Geitz.
Centre obstruction, penalty.
You can see Langman Had Nat Bomberto in a dancing hold then.
Yes, centre.
How impressive is this stat on Laura Langman, Liz? She's playing her 82nd consecutive Test cap for the Silver Ferns since she debuted in 2005. Has not missed a game of international netball.
Unbelievable. She's a fine athlete.
Here she is. Quick hands, almost too quick for Lees. It is. Chatfield comes away with it. Here come the Diamonds.
Yeah, much better pass there from Chatfield. That long pass is on.
Oh, Katrina Grant. While Bomberto just had that ball hanging in the air too long, Grant made her pay. Oh, Toutayer puts the foot down. Driving with some authority.
That is ominous for the Diamonds. Maria Toutayer is starting to find space and starting to find space in her range.
A confident Maria Toutayer is something to fear. Again, the intensity just stepping up a notch. Langman, so strong. Van Dijk rolls. They don't find her, now they do. And Van Dijk converts. So just when the Diamonds have a chance.
Not only is Maria Toutayer getting more involved in terms of going to the post, she's starting to look for Van Dijk more. At the start of this game, they weren't setting plays up for each other. Brilliant chase down there from Van Dijk back to Lees, but you can see when Toutayer gets the ball, she wants to set Van Dijk up. Now that's dangerous for the Diamonds. They've got to break up that little partnership.
Laura Geitz, Liz, appears just to be dropping back into the circle a little bit too quickly, giving Toutayer that room. You kind of feel that you need to play in Toutayer's face the whole time.
You do. She needs to have faith that Bianca Chatfield would do the job on Van Dijk. Now, doing the job just involves really just wearing her and making her work for the ball. You've got to be up on Toutayer. You've got to make her work. I'd be tempted to move Monia Gerard across onto Toutayer. She's got a great history of playing really well against her. Gives away a lot of height, but the aggression seems to get up Toutayer's nose. She doesn't like it.
First shot from Erin Bell here in this match, brought on just moments ago.
Yes.
Would like to stick this one for her confidence. And she does. Welcome to the match, Erin Bell.
Vantage, work,
So 4-goal ball game, just over 2 minutes to play here until three-quarter time. Langman. Toutayer, just patient approach from the Silver Ferns. They're feeling like they're in control. They're playing that way too.
But they're also mixing up their approach. Sometimes they're going directly to Van Dijk at the post. Sometimes Toutayer is just making that front cut across the circle. So you can see they're confident.
They certainly are. Catherine Cox needs to keep the confidence to the post. Oh, well done, Erin Bell. Got a hand to that. Dished it back to her teammate. And Cox sinks a good one.
vantage, wing, go attack, wing.
Still at 4. And now almost back to 5, I was about to say. Van Dijk's first miss. But she still pushes it out to 5. Bell. A minute to play. Katrina Grant just taking that front space away from Cox.
Keeper.
Cass Cox makes me nervous when she doesn't line her feet up for the shot. It's what you tell juniors to do, but it doesn't matter.
27 goals for Cox this afternoon. Providing a great target for the Diamonds up front. 30 seconds to play, a short pass called by the umpire. This is such a crucial play for the Diamonds. They need a chip away.
They do. They don't want to get into a situation where they feel like they've got to rush. 20 seconds or 15 seconds is a long time. Oh, long enough for the fumble, and Katrina Grant worked overtime then just to get a hand in.
Bit of game sense needed here by the Silver Ferns. They've got a couple of seconds on the clock.
Yeah, good penalty then from Geitz. It's outside the circle, but the umpire has advanced it. Oh, that's a big call. When the contest was really on the ball.
could that be a pivotal moment in this afternoon's game? A big shot from Tutayer on the
6, but the fat lady hasn't sung yet, Liz.
Certainly not. And you know with this Australian team that they will fight to the end. They've staged some pretty impressive comebacks over the years. And if it's going to happen, it's going to be today through people like Nat Bomberto is the most experienced player out there on court. Bianca Chatfield, players like that who have to step up and just do something special just to turn the game around.
Well, a few new faces out on court for the Diamonds. Caitlin Bassett in a goal shooter there, called for a contact to start her campaign here. And to fill us in on all those changes and the update from the sideline, let's go courtside with Sarah Ashmore.
Thanks, Dan. Lisa Alexander has turned to the youth in her attacking end. She's got Caitlin Bassett on a goal shooter. She's kept Erin Bell on a goal attack. So they're both quite young, inexperienced players in there. And Kat Cox has been taken from the court. Now she looks completely fine. She walked off without any injuries that I could see. So that was a big change for Lisa Alexander considering how well Cox is playing.
Liz, she did have a cracking game, Catherine Cox, 82%, 27 goals, but I suppose the Diamonds needing to change the formation just to get the Silver Ferns thinking a bit more.
Yeah, look, I think to three-quarter time she'd been best on the court for the Australians, but you bring Caitlin Bassett on and you give a completely new dimension to that Australian front line. Just means that Nat Bomberto and Kim Green and Erin Bell have to work that much harder. They don't have a shooter who can come out of the circle and help them out if they're struggling to find someone to pass to. So just does change up the Australian style and the Australian front line set up a little bit.
Caitlin Bassett has a 6-centimetre height advantage over Katrina Grant, so they'll need to exploit that, the Diamonds, and she's deadly accurate too, Caitlin Bassett, the World Championship hero. 91% is how she operates as a diamond shooter. Nothing to scoff at all.
Julie Coletto back on court in that wing defence position. I reckon that's a good change. She's getting her hands on the ball. They need someone who can win the ball back, the Diamonds.
Contact against De Bruyne. Bassett started confidently. Back to 4. Here's Millie Lees. First test cap against the Australian Diamond. She had 3 previously. Van Dijk unflappable under that post. Good work off the centre pass from Erin Bell.
Oh.
Taken from Green.
That was a bullet pass well over Kim Green's head.
And then good delivery from Bell to find Bassett. Great touch.
Well, Erin Bell looked at Kim Green then and said, thanks for catching that. Played a lot of juniors together for Sutherland. So they know each other's game. They've come through the ranks together.
Yes.
Tutayer steps it in. Geitz. Still at 5.
Contact wing, penalty. Yes.
Coletto. Bomberto. Here's Green. Just off the circle. Bell looking to drive that post. Well done along the baseline. Speed to burn, Erin Bell. And she converts. So Erin Bell, 2 from 2. The Diamonds really need a turnover early in this fourth just to start putting a bit of doubt to the minds of the Kiwis. Well, that opens well. Just the patience, isn't it, Liz, in this Silver Fern front line?
Yeah, smart play there from Laura Langman. Went backwards to go forward, saw that there was nothing happening in front of her, went back to her defenders, and that just allowed that middle channel of the court to open up for her. She's such an experienced campaigner, and she's dragging the inexperienced players like Camilla Lees along with her.
Bassett can't pull that one in under a lot of pressure. And a turnover for the Silver Ferns. Such a worrying sign if they convert off this play here. Big opportunity for them. Take this game by the scruff of the neck. Close to a short pass.
Outside. Yeah. Obstruction, eh? First First offence.
Tutayer.
Crowd screaming held. Laura Langman using every part of her 3 seconds.
Goes the post penalty.
Oh. Well, I think Bianca Chatfield can feel disappointed with that call. Being pulled for pushing Irene Van Dyke into the post.
6-goal ball game. Tutayer, Van Dyke on lead. Langman all alone. And then again, just happy to reset. Oh, well done, Bianca Chatfield. That's the one the Diamonds need. Can they deliver up front, though? That's the question. Bassett. So close to Brain. Important shot for Caitlin Bassett. The young West Australian converts, gets it to 5. Let's go courtside with Sarah Ashmore.
Dan, the Melbourne crowd is really starting to play a big part in this game, and we've seen this crowd bring the Vixens back from 8 goals down, so don't write the Aussies off yet because the crowd's getting louder and louder as we go along.
Yeah, the Melbourne supporters love their netball. And they'd love to see the Diamonds get up over the line, but they've got a bit of work to do. Just under 9 minutes left. Caitlin Bassett doing all she can.
Having Caitlin Bassett down that front end allows the Diamonds to score quickly. They can look at her as a big target, but you've got to have the confidence to let the ball go. What the Diamonds have to do is to create the turnovers up in this New Zealand front line, and they're just hard to come by because they're playing with so much confidence. You see Langman and Van Dyke are just letting the ball go. Tutayer's finding space. Van Dyke, she's just unstoppable.
She certainly is. Can do it all. Irene Van Dyke and Bianca Chatfield calling a timeout. So a 5-goal margin still.
There's 5 goals at three-quarter time, and the Diamonds haven't managed to eat into it. They've had a few turnovers come their way. They've worked hard. They've got a few touches. Just hasn't been finishing off at the other end.
A few bibs being thrown around there by Lisa Alexander.
Let's have a look at this deflection stats. Impressive. The Silver Ferns have got 16-7. When you dig a little deeper, the possession games, Silver Ferns have 12 to the Diamonds 5. That essentially means they've run a loose ball down on 7 more occasions than the Diamonds. So the Diamonds, I think, are going to look at this and think, all right, when the ball is loose, is it our positioning? Is it the fact that we're not contesting the ball hard enough? Because that's 7 free possessions that the Silver Ferns have had over the Australians.
Something the Diamonds will need to address. And they've got just over 8 minutes to do it. Well, Sarah, a few bibs were tossed around in that injury break. Fill us in. What's the update?
Bianca Chatfield came off with a finger complaint, but it may have been strategic because they've brought Coletto on into goal defence, Monia Gerard into wing defence, and Geitz has gone back to goalkeeper.
So they're searching for answers here, the Diamonds. Here's Erin Bell. Come onto the court halfway through that 3rd quarter. Bassett, new for this 4th term. Shooting well under the pressure of the contest. Back to 4. Oh, God, she had a look. And she put Langman under pressure.
That's all she had to do, Laura. Langman heard footsteps and panicked. All she had to do was catch, and she had Van Dyke sitting under the post. So, well done, Laura Geitz. It's what the Australian defensive line has to do.
It is a feature of Geitz's game, isn't it, Liz? She can come out hunting at goalkeeper, a little bit harder at goal defence. She's got a lot more to think about. Well done, Laura Geitz.
Those chances have to drop for the Australians.
Can Erin Bell nail it? She can't. Kim Green, the backup, fires it to Bassett. Now they're in business.
Here they come. 7 minutes and 3 goals. There is so much time.
We've been here before, and it looks like we're going there again. Contact call against Grant. The momentum's shifting, Liz.
Absolutely, and the really important thing is that the Australians go with it, but don't try too hard. Sometimes you get caught up thinking, oh, quickly, we've got to make up the deficit now. They've got 6 minutes to make the deficit up. They just have to keep doing what they've been doing for the last couple of minutes. That is releasing the ball when it's there and having a really good go in defence, contesting everything.
2-goal ball game. The ball's in the dangerous hands of Maria Tutayer. From range, she slots it effortlessly. Great to watch, Maria Tutayer. Anna Harrison, that's why she's very, very valuable out at wing defence. The long arms, not bad on attack too.
Contact offside! Contact! Keeper!
Geitz gives away a cheap one under the post. Van Dijk in prime scoring range. And just a slight shift again back to the Kiwis.
Well, Maria Tutayer breaking over the line before the whistle went on the centre pass.
The dangerous ball there from Kim Green.
Seems like both teams have gone into overdrive a little bit. Both are making mistakes that you wouldn't normally see them make. We've still got 5 minutes of this and it's so frenetic.
Well, it's a big clash there. De Bruyne riding the back of Caitlin Bassett. And with it tends to be those small mistakes become the big problems at full time, don't they? Bassett, well done. Back to 3. Good understanding between Bell and Von Berto, and a good delivery from the skipper to find the spearhead.
That was a great delivery, and that's what the Australians need to do. They're a little bit reluctant sometimes to turn and drop the long bomb, but they don't have the luxury of time. They've got to turn and give that ball.
Langman. Pressure now back on the Kiwis. We'll see how they can handle it.
Oh, so much whistle in this last quarter. Both ways.
Just a good settler there for the Silver Ferns from Irene Van Dijk.
Well, when it comes down to it, the Silver Ferns want the ball in the hands of Van Dijk and Langman. They're the two most experienced players in this lineup, and they've won plenty of games between them.
Oh, 3-second call against Kim Green.
The press is on, and the Australians just couldn't find a way through it.
Well, the intensity is heading up. Let's go courtside with Sarah Ashmore once again.
The intensity is definitely heading up. Lisa Alexander is screaming her lungs out. At one stage, she scared Kat Cox, who gave her the look of death. It's pretty funny to watch, actually. You don't see it that often in the ANZ Champs, so it's nice to see a coach get passionate.
Yeah, it's desperate stuff out there. The Diamonds back to 2. The crowd's lifting them. They need a turnover here. We're under 4 minutes to play. Just over 3.5 in this opening test. Constellation Cup up for grabs. Langman deep in the pocket. Tutayer just owning the perimeter of that circle. And slotting goals brilliantly.
Well, hasn't she come into the game 25 from 28 at 89%. Another big bomb there from Green. It seems to be the play of the moment for the Australians. They're having no problems finding the post. The challenge for them now is to find the ball when the Silver Ferns have possession. The intercept's got to come through the big game players. Gerard, Pauletto.
Who will stand up for the Diamonds? Under 3 minutes on the clock. The Silver Ferns just happy to play it around, chip their way down court, find a shooter, and they find it well in Van Dijk.
Well, that's just an experienced play there. Don't do anything silly, don't go wide, don't go cross court, find the space and deliver just an easy ball.
Opens again, good vision from Erin Bell. She assessed her options, chose the best one, and it was Bassett under the post. Another centre pass received for Tutayer. She's up to 31.
Oh, Monia Gerard did everything right then. It was Nat Von Berto that gave away the penalty. The Australian mid-court was just superb in defence. Just the last little play.
Well, Van Dijk is breaking the hearts of the Diamonds players. She's hard to crack at the moment. A break call against Harrison. Erin Bell here. Gerard, Von Berto. Bell tries to drive the circle, blocked by Grant. A minute 30 on the clock, up to Bassett, taken well too.
Beautiful ball. Good confident release then from Bomberto. This is a play for the Diamonds. This is where they've got to disrupt the Silver Ferns momentum.
Here's De Bruyne, all hands on deck for the Diamonds. They need the turnover. Who can bring it forward?
Oh, Kim Green thought she had it.
The match is in the balance. Lee's, it's Bomberto! I was about to say, Captain Courageous. Still in the hands of the Kiwis. This could hurt if Tutayer sinks it. Great shot. Well done, Tutayer.
That's a pressure goal there. Absolutely clutch play from Tutayer.
40 seconds to play. 3 is the margin. Time is not on the side of the Diamonds. Bombs it in again, does Bomberto to Bassett. Needs to shoot and shoot quickly. She converts, it's back to 2. There is time, 20 seconds. They need the ball quickly. Here's Van Dyke.
The Silver Ferns just so composed in the situation. They've been there before. Laura Langman knows exactly what to do and how to win.
Just ticking the clock down. And there you have it, full time. The Silver Ferns have drawn first blood in the Holden Netball Test Series. A gallant effort from the Australian Netball Diamonds, but Liz Ellis, the Silver Ferns, so steady under pressure.